I've found the last, um, maybe 6 months, I have had so many of the runners that I used to have really coming to me and being like, okay, I don't know why I ever stopped doing this business. Why did I even stop? And that's normally the first thing that somebody asks. And it was the first thing I asked myself is, why did I stop? Everybody has an excuse. I can give you 700 of them right now as to why I stopped. But at the end of the day, it was just an excuse, and that's what you have to remind yourself and remind those people is that everybody's busy. Everybody has things that they'd rather be doing. Everybody has a family. Everybody has kids mostly. And if you don't, you still have a busy life. I mean, there's other things that mostly everybody would rather be doing than sitting on a call and doing this. You know what I mean? But it's what the 99 is going to do that's going to set you apart. So if I do 99% more than what the other person's doing, I'm going to be more successful. And, I've really found I was still getting paid a very good paycheck. I never really fell below MMB, which is very surprising. If that doesn't tell you how amazing the residual income is for a network marketing company, then I don't know what does. I got engaged and then I got pregnant shortly after. So I was pretty MIA for a good, probably 2 years. I would post here and there if I saw a flash sale. And every time I posted, I would randomly get a VIP. And it was almost like it was God telling me, like, what are you doing? I put this in your life for a reason. I'm going to keep this little spark lit for you, but it's never going to shine bright until, you water your grass, obviously. So, I sat there and I told my husband, I was like, I used to make this and this amount of money. And he was like, well, what are you doing? Like, why are you not doing that? And I was like, honestly, I got wrapped up in you and myself and my kids. And, time just passes you by. So it is very hard to relaunch a business. I will literally tell you that. If you can keep running and keep running and keep running, you're always going to hit a milestone that's going to kind of leave you in your traction or like, golly, this just seriously sucks. But that even happens to SEDs, you guys. It happens to everybody. It happens to the people at the very top of the company. It happens to our top income earners. That is life. And that is what the devil does is he throws the things in your way and in your path to stop you from things that are supposed to be great. So you just have to keep remembering that this was a gift and this was a solution to the problem that you once had. And your why is always going to keep changing. And motivation's not always going to be there. That's just like anything. I mean, the most fit person in this world that goes to the gym all the time doesn't want to go to the gym all the time. That's just how it is. So you have to keep feeding your soul and whatever feeds you. So sorry, I'm kind of like jumping back and forth. But so I told my husband, I was like, you know what? It is just super embarrassing that I have to like relaunch my business. What do I even say? And I came to the conclusion that why do I care that it's embarrassing? Why do I care what people are going to say if I'm relaunching this business? I did it and I was successful. I will do it and I will become more successful. And that was my mindset. I'm going to be more involved. I'm going to put my personal issues aside. Everybody has them. I'm going to, strap up my boots and be the person and the leader that I know that I was meant and created to be. So I did literally just that. I did not explain myself one time. I did not get on here and be like, oh my God, I think I'm going to start that Monet business again. Like, absolutely not. I did not give anybody a explanation as to why I was doing it because nobody deserves that explanation. They don't need it. Nobody needs that explanation. It literally will just start showing. Your actions are going to show everything. And there's like a meme and it said, let your success be the noise. And that is exactly what I decided to do. I'm like, I am going to be successful. And that is going to be the statement that I needed, that I relaunched my business is my success. I didn't say, oh my God, I'm just going to start posting on social media. I didn't do that. I literally started talking on social media again, showing my face, showing my kids, showing my family, just getting a little bit more involved a little bit at a time. And then one day I got on there and I talked about a really good flash sale. And we always have awesome flash sales like this one per se. Say somebody comes to you and they're like, I want to relaunch my business. this is the first step that I would tell people. Okay, you want to relaunch your business. People join people. They do not join companies. And that is the first thing that you have to remember. They're joining you for a reason. And if you're a leader and they can tell that you are confident in yourself and that you're excited about something and that you're going to take them to the top, then they're going to join you regardless, point blank. They don't have to know you from Adam. It does not matter who they are. If they think that what you're presenting to them is going to bring them something better, then they're going to join you. So I tell my girls, get on there, like talk about your family, show them like your day-to-day life a couple times throughout that day. And then all of a sudden just post about Monet. Don't tell people, oh, I just decided to do this again. And here I am relaunching my business. People don't care. They really just don't care. People are nosy and they love to know your business, but you don't have to tell them all that stuff. You don't have to tell them the backstory as to why you did it. So just start doing it. I started showing up to all the calls, all the things that I needed to show up to. Sometimes, I have Irish twins and I have a 6-year-old. They would be crying in the background. I would mute myself and I would just listen and sometimes cry afterwards, but I would still get on and I would listen and I would make sure that I was present because your paycheck is going to reflect your work. And it's 100% the truest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the first time around, I realized that, I thought I was coachable, but I really just wasn't. I was so checked out mentally that I think I got to where I got to because I was just doing the bare minimum, if that makes sense. If you give yourself a whole year, and this is what I've promised to myself and to my family, is that I give myself 1 full year to dedicate completely to this business. No matter what I have to do, I'm showing up to everything that I need to do because in a year, I truly believe if you dedicate yourself to something, your whole business is going to change. 100%. Whether that be, I write little sticky notes. I write with dry eraser markers and I write things everywhere. Like, this is what I'm going to do this week, or this is how many VIPs I'm going to get today. And I don't stop until I do it because it's seriously so achievable. And if you tell yourself in the morning, okay, I'm getting 3 VIPs today, you're going to get them. You're just going to do it because you told yourself. And I remind myself and I get to work. And I was on a call the other night with Krista Parney. If you guys don't follow her, you definitely should. She is just so inspiring. I really like her a lot. And she said, how did she phrase it? When she gets on social media, she does not get on social media to waste her time. Her time is valuable. She is getting paid for every minute of the day because she is earning residual income. So her time is money. Literally, her time is money. So when she's on social media, she's taking advantage of it. She's not scrolling through everybody's feeds and, kind of like downplaying her life and then thinking like, oh, I should post more like her. She's using everything to her advantage. So when she's online, she's looking for people in Spain. She's looking at hashtag Spain and then going to people like that. She's adding people on her team. She's making stories, but they're always a story with a purpose, which really spoke to me, because sometimes you get lost in just making all these stories and people want to know your life, but you have to post with a purpose. And that's the kind of the difference of, I feel like people kind of get sidetracked. But I like the fact that she said, when I'm on social media, I'm on social media to work. That is my job. I'm not on social media to just go scroll through it. And then she said something else. She said, you guys, I have rock in this business, because she does. She legit rocks in this business. And she goes, and I don't get a person every time I post. So what makes you think that you guys are going to do that too? Like, it's just not realistic. So when you're posting things, don't think, oh, nobody liked my post, or nobody like commented on my post. Nobody said they wanted anything. Realistically, that doesn't happen to a lot of people. It doesn't happen to Kendall every time she does it. It doesn't have to happen to her. So it's not going to happen to us. We have to go back to the basics. And that's what I tell myself. I get out a piece of paper. I write down the names like I did when I first started. And I literally go back to the basics. I reread GoPro by Eric Worre. If you guys haven't read that, I highly suggest that. And then is it 5 color personalities or multiple color personalities? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think it's 5 color personalities.
I think so too. I highly recommend that one. And then How Successful People Lead. Like I said, I have like little small children, so I do the audibles, and those really, 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 real set your business aside. 4 color personalities of MLM. Yes, that's what it is. You're right. So And that's what Kendall was telling me the other day. So Kendall's my upline, and she was talking to me, and I was like, she said, what has made your business so much different like this time around? Because she's noticed a difference. She's like, I can just tell by the way that you talk, by the way that you post. She was like, so what have you done so differently this time? And I said, honestly, I've read. I've read more. I have really plugged myself into like meetings like this. I want to be present because when I surround myself with like-minded people, I feel like it kind of keeps me motivated. When I go meet up with my team, we talk and we hang out, but I get to work first and then I hang out. And I think that that's the big difference because I used to want to like hang out and play first, where now I make sure that we sit down and we work first and then we play. But honestly, if I could tell you anything, I read. So I'm not a reader either at all. So for those of you who are not a reader, I absolutely hate reading. And when she would say, you need to read, I'm not reading. That's literally what I said. I'm like, I'm not reading. And then did you guys see that reel? And they're like, I want to be successful in this. And like, okay, you got to read. And they're like, nope. And then she's like, you got to do this. And it's like, nope. And then do you know what I'm talking about?
I have
I was like, that was me.
yeah. Oh,
And then they're like,
that was me too, honestly.
yeah, you need to post on social media. Nope. But I was like, okay, that is seriously the truest thing I've ever seen. So during the day, instead of maybe this will kind of help you, this is what helped me at first. I played the Audible in my car while I was driving instead of music.
Mhm.
That changes it all. And when I'm sitting there and I'm in the school pickup line, I'm listening to my Audible and I'm not listening to music. When I'm doing literally like anything around the house, I have my phone playing an Audible instead of playing the TV. You know what I mean? There's always a little bit of time that you can seriously, in that GoPro, you'll literally finish it in like 2 days if you do little things like that. So I hope this kind of helps. But if I had to tell you anything, it's read, be coachable as much as you don't want people, as much as you think that you are coachable, you can always be more. And that's what I keep telling myself. I want to learn from every single one of you, regardless of your rank, because you're going to teach me something that I didn't know before tonight. Always. That's always how it works. If you're so open to everybody and how they go about things, you're going to learn it. This business is so duplicatable. What works for me may not work for you, but I promise you're going to hear somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like something I would do,
Totally.
So
Yeah.
take all the trainings you can get.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think like it requires like being hungry in this business too. If you're not hungry in this business, then you're not going to take it seriously and you're not going to show up for anything. But if you're hungry in this business, you're going to make sure you show up to things. You're going to write it down. You're going to put it in your phone to set reminders to make sure you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to show up to every event. You're going to throw your own events. Like if you're hungry for this business, you'll figure out a way to be and show up at all the things and put in the work. And I mean, like you were saying in the beginning, like you're not always going to be motivated. Like even the top leaders aren't 100% motivated every single day,
Every
all
day.
day. Like they have their moments where they're not motivated, and that's just part of life. But you got to know how to jump back from those moments and not get dragged down further.
100%. And
Right?
there's no job in this world, that is going to pay you like this job. So why would you not dedicate 1 year to this business when it's literally no other job is going to pay you like this job is? If you dedicate 1 year of your life, all of your motivation every day, when you don't want to do it, you find something that's going to motivate you, you're going to be so surprised at how far your business is going.
Yep. No, it's so true. Like Megan and I both joined around the same time and we both had like super fast success, but then we both lost a lot of our business at the same time. And it was hard. It was hard for both of us. We had just gotten like the biggest paychecks of our lives, right?
Yeah.
And then we lost so much of our business. So it was so hard. But we have seen what can come of this business, the types of paychecks you can get. I mean, my husband was a financial advisor. I was making money that he would meet with doctors and people that were investing their money, right? And I was making way more than doctors and these other people that were coming into him to invest their money. I had been doing this for 1 year, you guys, not even knowing what I was doing. I mean, you learn along the way, but I was just this amateur person posting on social media about shampoo, and I was making more than a doctor trying to invest money with my husband. Like, he was blown away. So we've experienced these crazy paychecks in this business. And that is why my husband and I have decided to quit our careers, move our family across the country, and focus on this business because we know the time freedom it allows us, the
Yes.
paychecks it can give us, and the quality of life it can give us. So
Mm-hmm.
that's true. Like, there really is not another job out there like this one that will recognize you too, like this one does. Like, that's the other thing. My husband was like, in his job, it's a stressful job, but on top of that, he was never recognized for anything at all. And he did really well in his job. But it's hard to work a business that's really stressful and never be recognized for it, you know?
Yeah, I
So
totally.
yeah.
And I was so Kendall Weldon tagged me in one of her videos the other night, and this is some of the best advice that I've heard all throughout doing this business, and it's you're going to fail your way to the top. You're literally going to fail your way to the top. You do not need to focus on making sure that you know every single bit of every single thing. Everybody that is at the top has literally failed their way to the top. I don't know if that makes sense, but she tagged me in a video and she was speaking and she was talking about how I hit MM in like 4 months or something. This is 2017. Okay. She was mapping people out and she was doing it wrong. Like, doing it wrong. And she was an SED and she was literally not even doing it right. And we called each other and I was like, how ridiculous are we? We looked hilarious. We weren't even doing it right. She goes, I know. Like, what the heck? Why was I even doing? And I was like, I have no idea. And your story about me made no sense. Like, we we literally had no idea what we were doing, but we were just doing it. And she goes, that's the point of when I say you're gonna fail your way to the top. She goes, look at my video. Look at that video. I mean, she looked hilarious. We didn't know what we were talking about. She was mapping people out like this, and she was on at the top of the company. I mean, you don't see any of that nowadays. But like she said, you literally fail your way to the top. So don't be scared to fail because it's going to happen. We're people and we're human beings. Just know that nobody really knows if you said the wrong word or not. Nobody knows if you're saying the wrong thing. Don't delete the video. They want to join you. They don't want to, they're joining you. They're not joining the company. So just keep that in mind and post the video anyway. And I told Kendall, I said, that's what makes me so glad is that you posted it anyway, because there's so many videos and I'm like, how many times did I repeat myself? That is so embarrassing. My videos are popping up from like 4 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, we did 330,000 in sales this month. And I said it like 700 times. That's all I repeated. The whole video was how much I did in sales that month. Like, what? Nobody cares that I did that much in sales that month, but they watch the video anyway. So they're watching you. So just remember that is they're watching everything that you're doing and they're not going to know. They literally are not knowing if what you're saying is right or if it's wrong. So just keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's better to not be perfect because if you're
Yeah.
perfect in this, then it's gonna not be achievable for anyone, right? So it's
Yeah.
good to show up imperfectly and just show up. I mean,
Yes, that's the point behind it is just keep showing up and keep posting the video. Even if it's not perfect, just keep doing it. It's going to pay off.
totally, totally. I love it. Our kids have been fighting nonstop. I don't know if you just heard that. It's literally three girls is so tough, you guys. But yeah, I loved all of that. Meagan, thank you so much for hopping on and sharing.
Right.
I mean, I'm still working on myself. I joined this business on a whim, didn't know what I was doing. I mean, it's a process of learning and failing and learning from your mistakes and just continuing to grow. And 4 years in, 4.5 years in, I'm still learning and growing. And my confidence is getting higher and higher. And yeah, you just really just have to continue to show up. and to
Totally.
keep your motivation going. So does anyone have any questions for Meagan while she's on? If you can think of anything.
You're welcome.
um,
Okay. Well,
Rebecca
you guys can always message me if you have any questions, or if you have a new girl who reaches out and says, I want to relaunch my business. And a big thing that that did help me personally is I went and reached out to those people that were still in my downline, but that weren't working. And I said, hey, I know you're not working, but if you want to, let's relaunch your business and I'll relaunch mine. I just made it seem like I was doing the same thing because I was, even though I kind of had already started, but I still wasn't exactly where I wanted to be. So sometimes it's all it takes is a nudge. And 90% of those girls said, I was hoping that you would reach out. So sometimes that's all it takes. So maybe get back down, see who used to work, who didn't, and reach out. And if they say no, then, oh, well, you guys have been told no, I'm sure 1,000 times before. So reach out, because you'd be so surprised who actually wants to restart this business.
Yep. You don't want to assume. And I think I assume a lot, like, well, they stopped for a reason, like they wouldn't want to restart. I just assume it. But yeah, like that's clearly not the case. I think people are like Meagan, like we're scared to step back up to the plate and restart because of being embarrassed about it. But if they knew someone had their back, maybe they would want to do that.
And if you're restarting your business, it's not as scary because somebody else looks like they failed too.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I didn't fail, I don't see it as that. Some people will, so you want to encourage them and say, hey, I'm here for you. Like, I will do whatever you want me to do, because remember when you first started, I always tell people when they first sign up with me, the day they sign up, this is a new thing. I'm always like, hey, I work for you. Whatever you want me to do, I work for you until you tell me that you got it. And then you can do your own thing, but I will work for you until you don't, until you get business. So maybe reach out and tell them that, hey, I will work for you. Whatever you want me to do, I'm at your beck and call, and I will help you. And you'll be very surprised at the turnout that you get.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on that for sure. So,
okay. Well, you guys have a good night.
Thanks for hopping on, Meagan. I really appreciate it.
Of course. I love you. I'll see you this week.
I know. So excited. Meagan's going to be there, you guys, so some of y'all can meet her.
Yes. I literally can't believe it. It was like, I literally 2 days ago said, okay, I just booked my flight.
Oh my gosh. It's so crazy.
Wait, that's 1 week from today.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay.
Last minute. So
I know. I can't believe it. Bringing my baby, everything with a nanny.
Bringing your baby?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. See, that's what showing up no matter what.
I didn't have anything else to do. And I was going to do a virtual one, like I told you. And I was like, you know what? I'm just bringing him, and I have a nanny, and here we are.
You're awesome. Good for you.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll see you in a week.
Yep. Sounds good. Bye, Meagan.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks y'all for hopping on. Rebecca, I did see your comment, so I was going to read it, but she just was asking about relaunching daily and inspiring yourself when you feel tired, cranky, or you're just not feeling it. Because it is an everyday thing. Okay. You go to bed, you wake up, it's a new day, and you gotta, how do I have that same motivation that I had yesterday? Because I'm not feeling it today. And I do that. That's me every day. And what I do is I find if I can just get in the same routine every morning, it helps me. And if I can do a little bit in the morning, then it transfers through the rest of my day. So if I can wake up, and I've been trying to wake up before my kids so I can maybe have like a cup of coffee or something, and like get my mindset right. We've been listening to podcasts in the morning before they wake up, and so it kind of just gets our minds going in the right direction for the morning. That helps me. Or even just posting a story. I find if I don't post it's Instagram story like in the morning, then I put it off until the afternoon. But if I do one in the morning, then I'm on a roll, and I kind of keep adding to my stories. So yeah, however you start your morning is the biggest impact on the rest of your day and your mindset. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add to that. But yeah, you're right. We've been reading that 5-second rule. Mine's out there, and it touched on that. So, and that's what I've been doing from that book, and it's totally helped me for sure.
I like just read that and I already was like, the past 2 days, I'll be like 1,000% honest. I started my period and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I hate everyone. No one look at me. And so I'm like, I need to figure out a way when I'm like this to still work my business, because I'm like, it's the beginning of the month. I should be so excited. And I'm just like, nah, nothing makes me happy.
No, I feel you. And then I have days where I'm like so unmotivated. And the other things that help me are just making my bed and taking a shower or putting my makeup on. So I feel better about myself and I want to show up because I got ready. I got to show up. Right? But there's days like today, I didn't put makeup on until probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was just like, not feeling it, you know? So hopefully some of those tips help y'all. Oh, Lauren asks, can you explain pillars? Do y'all know what that is? I'm not really sure what that
Yeah, I think she's talking to me. Hang on, I'm putting my baby down just a minute.
Oh, okay.
While Chelsea does that, can
Yeah.
I just quickly say, I feel like, because we all get like that where we're like, I have to do this again. But I really feel like it's the team. And I think what I like about us is, for me, I try to give myself grace where I'm like, I can lean on my team members who, all of us, like nobody feels like angry if you copy their post. Because it still helps you show up. I mean, yes, it's not like I made a huge effort, but you have to give yourself grace, and otherwise you'll just burn yourself into the ground. So I think like the structure that we've given, with like who wants to share posts and then we tag each other, that, I don't know, I feel like you have to build that network of support. You just can't. And it's okay to say like, I have my period and I feel bitchy and grumpy,
Yeah.
It's
real.
Yeah, it's real. So anyway, I don't know. I try to adjust my thinking that way, that sometimes you just have to lean on your team, and they're going to lean back on you.
Yep. For
So,
sure.
Okay, so
right.
content pillars is what I was talking about. And I learned this, and when I learned it, it completely changed everything for me. I mean, I'm still not perfect at it, but what you want to do is, it's like branding pillars. And so you want to think about, like, they say like 5 to 7 things that you love doing, that you are passionate about. Not only that, but that you are comfortable sharing regularly. Because it could be like, for example, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I like cooking. I love cooking. But you're not passionate about it. And you're like, I don't want to talk about cooking or sharing recipes and posting about that every single week. But then again, like for me, I love doing like hair tutorials and teaching other moms how to do their own hair, different styles, easy styles, braids, all the things, and how to teach their kids how to do that. And so it makes momming easier, basically. And so that's one of my pillars. And then like the hair, and then mamahood. For me, it's faith. Like I have like these different pillars that I rotate throughout the week, and I have a schedule of like, this is how many posts I'm going to do, this is how many videos I want to do, like reels, IGTVs, live videos. You really have to be intentional about it. And I batch create it on like Saturdays or something like that, when my husband can watch my kids, so that I have all of my stuff ready to go. So it's like plug and play. And that is perfect for if you are working a 9 to 5 and you don't have a lot of time during the week. If it's all prepared beforehand and you know your content pillars, it makes it a lot more easy to show up and to show up consistently. So
I love
yeah,
that.
I don't know if you have any questions.
I think that kind of goes along with kind of like finding your niche and what you're going to talk about on social media, so you're not all over the place. But if you have like your things that you always talk about, then people kind of come back for that. So I think super helpful, super helpful. So this says it's ending in less than a minute. If it does knock us off and y'all want to keep talking, we can get back on the same link. I don't want to have to go and like upgrade right now. So yeah, anyone have any other questions at all about anything? Are we good? Okay, maybe I need to upgrade again. I downgraded because I was like, we never used the more than 40 minutes, but maybe I need to upgrade again. I really do want to do more of bringing random leaders in to talk to us because I feel like it's a really good way to get different perspectives. So I'm going to work on doing that, guest trainings during our team calls or separate from our team calls, whatever. Because I mean, I love hearing from my uplines like Kindle and everyone, but it's fun to listen to like Krista Parney or Connie Sanchez or some new people to hear what they're doing that we're maybe not doing. So anyways, that is my goal, to get some different people in here talking to us. But I really enjoyed having Meagan on here to chat with us and hear kind of what she's doing.